Hi, my name is Jinke. I'm a PhD candidate at the Beijing Jiao Tong University. Today, I'm going to talk about our paper entitled Under the Concealing Surface, Detecting and Understanding Live Webcams in the Web. The main structure of this sharing is composed of the following aspects. First, I will briefly introduce the background knowledge about network video surveillance equipment and the main challenge we face. Then I will introduce the design structure for webcam discovery in this work. Finally, I will briefly introduce some of our findings. First, let's start with the background. From related research, we can easily find that with the development and popularization of IoT devices, the market size of video surveillance equipment is steadily increasing, and a large part of them are used for security and surveillance purposes. Multi kinds of surveillance systems, ranging from IP camera, digital video recorder, and network video recorder to CCTV, is critical to a number of applications, such as deterring crimes. However, it also raises serious privacy and security concerns. Nowadays, more and more surveillance devices are visible on the internet, and users can remotely access and control them using their IP addresses. Meanwhile, many of these devices allow public access without any restriction or authentication control. This leads to serious information leakage by surveillance devices. Many of these webcams are unprotected, and they are very likely to be used as zombie bot by malicious attackers. It is necessary to know how many potential webcams are in the entire cyberspace. As we all know, we lack a comprehensive understanding of the process and characteristics of the dissemination of surveillance video streams across the entire network, so we must qualify them. A webcam is a type of digital video device that is capable of monitoring the surrounding environment, such as a plaza, a street, an industrial area, or a home theater. Although the exposure of live webcam to the public is no longer a surprise, the related privacy and security risks continue to grow as the number of connected webcams increase. In this work, we aim to gain an in-depth understanding of live webcams in the field, which will provide guidance for safer webcam management and usage. In particular, the analysis of large webcam information will help webcam owners, manufacturers, and aggregation site owners to fully understand the severity of webcam vulnerabilities and provide effective solutions to improve the status quo. Our research attempts to answer the following questions. What are the characteristics of live streams exposed by webcams? What kind of relevant information is disseminated by aggregation sites and live webcams? How serious are the privacy and security problems in those live webcams? Seeking the answer, however, is by no means trivial due to the technical challenges that lie in detecting live webcams among the massive number of devices on the internet. Okay, let's continue to the design section. There are two typical ways of hosting live webcams. The first one is hosting live webcams on public websites and hosting live webcams for private usage. To detect and understand live webcams in the wild, we should detect live webcams both on aggregation websites and IP hosts. This is the high-level overview of our methodology for detecting web pages that expose live streams to the public. First, we detect URL links hosting the live webcam from an open repo. Then we crawl HTML files from aggregation websites. And finally, we extract the webcam information from those web pages. More specifically, we deploy the MapReduce cluster on AWS Elastic MapReduce. We process 2.9 billion web pages from Common Crawl, determine whether a web page exposes and distributes a live webcam. We fetch a list of candidate URL links of those web pages, and then discover the aggregation websites by extracting the domain names of those URL links. Based on the HTML template and structure of websites, we utilize the web crawler to extract HTML files. We further extract the relevant webcam information from those HTML files using Beautiful Soup 4 and regex filters. This is an example of extracted web applet information. A series of information can be obtained by accurately locating, including but not limited to IP addresses, server ports, geolocation info, and more. As for IP host, we use the GUI of the built-in web server in Webcams to generate webcam fingerprints. This figure depicts the webcam fingerprinting technology, including response data collection and webcam annotation module. In response data collection, we utilize existing scanning tools to collect HTTP response. For representing the GUI of the built-in web server of remote hosts, we got about 24 million response package after filter. In webcam annotation module, the binary classifier determines whether a packet from a webcam based on supervised learning algorithms. If a packet belongs to a webcam, we add it to the candidate side. Given the same webcam vendor, their packet payload should be similar. We leverage unsupervised learning algorithms to partition the candidate side into different groups. The webcam annotation on every group are done through manual inspection. Here it comes to the evaluation section. In this section, we present our measurement result on aggregation website and IP hosts. We detect 0.85 million web pages from aggregation sites hosting over 203,000 webcams. Those web pages are collected through web crawling, and we further extract the webcam relevant information from those web pages. Using the fingerprinting technology, we detect nearly 2.2 million webcams with their individual IP addresses by analyzing 63 million HTTP response package from the reachable IPv4 host. We also provide a demographic breakdown of the two groups of aggregation sites, including webcam count, site age, site category, site software, site language, and site coverage, and more. The census HTTP raw dataset contains 63 million packages from the IPv4 space. After pre-processing, we obtain more than 8 million packages. Then we run the SVM classifier to determine whether a packet belongs to a webcam. With 2.2 million webcam devices found, we run the hierarchical clustering over these 2.2 million webcams and obtain over 600 webcam groups. For every webcam group, we provide a vendor label to it if we can manually locate the vendor name in the packet payload of the group. We also compare the webcams between aggregation websites and IP hosts to identify their overlap degree. As for source IP address, we found that over 10% of webcams from aggregation sites also appear in the webcam site from IP hosts. One probable cause is the dynamic nature of IP address. This feature shows the distribution of the port usage. The port 80 is the most popular port for hosting live streams of webcams. Clearly, some webcams change the default port to a different port for hosting their live streams. As a typical surveillance device, a webcam provides rich information to its users, including multimedia streams and its physical location. Compared to other IoT devices, webcams directly provide multimedia streams to users, including images and audios. There are 2.2 million webcams on individual IP hosts, and most of them use a login interface for user authentication. We found that over 73,000 webcams from IP hosts expose multimedia streams to the internet in this vulnerable manner, and over 187,000 geographical location names and over 23,000 detailed pairs being exposed for webcams on aggregation sites. For webcams from aggregation sites, we collect over 203,000 IP address and ports exposed to the public. For webcams from IPv4 hosts, we collect 2.2 million IP addresses with the default port 80. We use online reverse DNS to obtain internet server provider of the IP addresses. What we found shows that about 4% of internet server providers own nearly 95% of webcams from aggregation sites and IP hosts. As for webcam misconfiguration and misuse, to load live streams, the username and password should be embedded on the web page. In total, we found over 38,000 username and password pairs that are exposed from aggregation sites. As for compromised devices, we use honeypots to capture the malicious traffic and detect the compromised webcams based on our fingerprinting technology. If webcams are not compromised, they should not access our honeypots. And over 86% of the compromised webcams are digital video recorders. Furthermore, we also compare firmware systems between webcams and other IoT devices, which leads to different firmware complexity. For instance, the firmware size of D-Link DIR 645-1.03 router is only 156 kilobytes with 237 functions. By contrast, the firmware size of Hikvision DS 2CD6233F webcam is over 30 megabytes with over 40,000 functions. As a conclusion, our study conducted the first systematic study of live webcams by collecting two separate datasets, one from aggregation websites and another from individual IP hosts. We perform a synthesis analysis on the live webcams in the web, give a set of efficient methodologies for detecting and fingerprinting live webcams, thoroughly analyze the spatial and content features of live webcams, highlight the major aspects of webcams that differ from other IoT devices. Thank you for listening.